Well, I met Lisa Lunz when we were in college. Lisa truly is a great leader in agriculture in Nebraska and throughout the world. She has served on many committees and boards, and she really does follow through with her love for agriculture. And I think that just makes her an exceptional woman, so I nominated her.
Back in September, during Husker Harvest Days, my husband said we were going, which is not unusual. And we get there, and I knew Craig and Jan Frenzen were going to be there. And then we ran into Jim and Jan Miller, which, they go every year. And I didn't think much of it. And the governor was going to be there, and the chancellor, and all the commodity boards. So we went to the Farm Bureau booth at 1:30 to watch that. And then when it was over, I went in and talked to Megan, and she told me we had to go back to the trailer, and I turned the corner, and surprise does not describe how I felt. And it was just kind of a blur, and there was a lot of people in my mind there, and everybody was so excited that they surprised me, and I was so excited that I was surprised.
The first time I met Lisa, we both had the opportunity to be on a trade mission to China. It didn't take long. In a matter of the first couple of meetings we had, you knew immediately the strength that woman had and how strong she was, and her commitment to agriculture is probably what I admire most about Lisa.
She is a strong person. She does very well as a leader. I'm more one-on-one and quiet behind the scenes. Me and Lisa grew up in the same area. She was south of Wakefield and I was north of town, and kind of seen each other off and on in passing, and didn't start dating till we were later, I guess, 26 or 27.
Growing up on the farm, I always thought I wanted to be involved with agriculture. And after I got my animal science degree, I came back to Wakefield. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. So I worked at a feedlot, and then I worked at Wayne State College for a while and realized that agriculture was my love. So I was a research technologist at Concord at Haskell Ag Lab now with soils and weed science. And then I was fortunate enough that in 2000, I was able to quit working off the farm and was able to work with Jim in the field.
She was John Deere and I was Case, so that was kind of a challenge at first. She didn't want to drive Case tractors, so I eventually had to buy her John Deere tractors to get her to help me, but started off real well and worked together well, and had 3 kids, and we raised corn and soybeans. Mainly, we used to have livestock.
And then another thing on the farm though, that I have to mention is that Jim markets all the corn and I market the soybeans. And so it's not really a competition, but it kind of is a competition. And some years he does better, some years I do better.
They like to give each other a hard time because my dad sells the corn, she sells the beans. So we always like to give her a hard time about selling and what price she's going to sell it at. Probably the best thing, and my dad will say this, is that she does all the books, so he doesn't have to, worry about that. Can she do anything that my dad can do? I think so, other than, I guess, drive the truck. She doesn't have her CDL. She can run the combine.
So my job mainly on the farm right now is I combine in the fall, and then doing all the farm records is my job. I did the lead program from 97 to 98. And then after that, I had an opportunity for the soybean board, and then I was on school board. And Jim kind of always calls me a professional volunteer, but I was involved with a lot of things at school when the kids were in high school. And ag education has kind of turned into my passion. And I really think it's important that as farmers, we talk about where our food comes from and why we do the things we do. And so I spend a lot of time doing that, and right now I'm part of the Promotion and Education Committee for Farm Bureau. I've been visiting my daughter's classroom in Crete for the last couple years.
I teach preschool, so she comes into my classroom and then 5 others and reads stories to the kids and just talks about where our food comes from. I think she's strong in that she knows where the future of agriculture needs to go, and so I think it's getting people on board and making sure that true facts are being spread about agriculture and farming, because Right now, there's so many mislabels and all of these studies that go out. And so I think she's just showing like the positive and what farming and the livestock brings to it feeds us. And so we need that to survive.
And then I do some presentations in fourth grade rooms, and we have the fourth graders in Wakefield come out to our farm in the fall. And then a couple summers we had bus tours stop as part of a bus tour through eastern Nebraska. I would talk about all the things about agriculture that I love, and we got to show them our machinery, and then we talked about just how important agriculture is.
My mom is a special lady. Her passion is farming. That's what we've kind of grown up with, and then she has just helped us to discover our passions and then learn and make us well-rounded people too. My mom always pushed us out of our comfort zone, so she had us involved in 4-H, she had us involved in piano lessons, dance lessons. She always was trying to make us do things that we weren't comfortable with, but looking back now, I'm glad she made us do all of it. I wish the 4-H public speaking contest would have helped with my public speaking, but here we are.
I think something that was really unique that really my mom started was traveling. She traveled a lot with the soybean board, and then also she gave us each a senior vacation. So we were seniors in high school. We went somewhere. So my oldest sister, we went to the Grand Canyon. My other sister, we went to Tennessee. And then for me, we went to Niagara Falls.
When we went on vacation, Lisa wanted to make the best use of the time, and she made sure we didn't miss anything and was always on task.
We saw every side of that Grand Canyon. So when we plan vacations, like we see everything there is to do in that spot. Niagara Falls, we saw it from all angles. We didn't miss a view.
Our family is ever changing, and we're very proud of our kids and the education that they've gotten and the careers that they have chosen. And right now, the highlight of our family is our 2 grandchildren. Quincy's 3 and Cheney was born in August. And they live in Laurel, so it's been a lot of fun having them that close.
It's been fun to watch her change from a mom to a grandma and just see the different person. Your parents are strict, and you're like, all of a sudden they turn into a grandma, and you're like, what happened to my mother? Anytime Quincy comes in, it makes her light up, and she's so excited just when he wants to give her a hug, or he's like, Grandma, I'm at your house, or Grandma, let's go ride in the combine.
If I had to give a brief description of my mom to somebody, I would just say that she's a driven person. She's very determined. She's very opinionated. She's very intelligent. She kind of just is the glue that holds our family together. We just kind of look to her for advice, and she always drives us and has pushed us as kids.
When my husband says that I'm a professional volunteer, I kind of sit back and laugh because a lot of things that I have done have been in the volunteer world. And I was on the Wakefield School Board for 12 years when our kids were in school, and I learned that things aren't as easy as they look or seem. And last year, I had an opportunity to run for Dixon County Supervisor. There was a couple people that strongly suggested I put my name on the ballot. And I did, and I won the election and became chair in January. I have found that there's a whole new world at the county level. And the politics and the resolutions and the statutes and all this stuff, it's just amazing. And I continue to learn every day. And even though they're not directly involved with agriculture, they still are, because it's small town America.
One thing she does well is listen to both sides of a story and comes up with a solution. She does that very well, and therefore she's been the chair of a lot of positions.
Growing up with that tomboy or toughness, I think she just brings that to those boards and can battle and be in there fighting with the guys too, because she knows her stuff and she knows her facts.
In the ag field, it's kind of male dominated on a lot of these boards or in other things, and she knows how to stand her ground and is strong that way and knows how to listen to people and come up with solutions, and is just a fighter, and she'll always fight for what she thinks is right and passionate about.
Ag education was important to me, so I would fight for that. Research was important to me. I would fight for that. On the school board, what was right for kids was important, but sometimes that's hard to sort out in all the noise. And now being on the county supervisor board, you have all these voices and all these people talking to you. So I think of myself as standing on my principles, my morals, and then, that's how I try to make decisions with the information that I have.
Lisa Lunz is a very strong person. She has a strong character that she stays true to. I know that she has faith in God. She has a very strong marriage, and family is very important to Lisa. She is a very faithful friend. She's the kind of friend who checks in on you and follows up when she knows something might be troubling you. And Lisa, her strength comes, I think, from her service.
And I find that strength from a lot of different places. First, I think you have to have faith. And as a farmer, you have to have faith because you plant that seed every spring and your faith takes you through the whole season until harvest time. And you just know that God is there helping you along the way. And you just watch the sunsets and the sun rises all year, and you know that someone is out there taking care of you. So I depend on my faith when I need to do things. And I think as women in ag, we need to be strong for our families, strong for our industry, and then just be there and be a servant to our industry and a servant to your families, because you are here to serve others and to help others along the way.
We congratulate Lisa Lunz for winning this award. Lisa Lunz is a picture of what it means to be a servant in agriculture, but more importantly, she is a very strong advocate in agriculture. She serves a lot of roles in Nebraska Farm Bureau and with ag builders and with a lot of other leadership roles, and she is relentless in helping support Nebraska agriculture, and that's what I know best about Lisa Lunz. She won't let up. She really wants to educate and tell the agriculture story, and to me, that's a strong advocate, and we really congratulate Lisa, and we think the world of her, and so fantastic way to go, Lisa Lunz.
Woman in agriculture can take the lead. Whatever the challenge, whatever the need, she rise to meet the demands of every single day in her own unique, phenomenal way. An exceptional woman is here to stay. There's a story to tell, there's a lesson to learn. An exceptional